Right. Okay. So, yesterday we might have seen that in Olympic Games, we keenly observed who is going to be the fastest man in the world, that is in 100-meter race. Student, so I will come to that point again. Now, please listen to me. Yes, I am sorry. Yes, now it is okay. Video and audio both are right. Yeah, student. So, in 100-meter race yesterday, the winner almost completed the 100-meter race in close to 10 seconds. Of course, 9 point something like, but we can take it granted 10 seconds. Just imagine 10 seconds. 1, if you start counting like 1, 2, 3, by 10, the race is completed. Imagine what might have speed he observed and he might have maintained. So, shall we calculate what could be the speed? Shall we try to understand in our routine word? Because so 100 meter per 10 seconds may be a little confusing because we are not into that. So, let me convert the same into the convenient speed we used to maintain. We used to maintain the speed in kilometer per hour. You see, we used to maintain the speed in kilometer per hour. So, for example, if somebody completed 100-meter of race in 10 seconds, the speed is given by the formula distance by time. So, distance is 100 meters and the time that is they took is about he took about 10 seconds. Even not even 10 seconds, but okay, we take it 10 seconds. This is meters and this is second, meter per second, but we do not have a practice of understanding the speed in meter per second. So, let me convert the same into kilometer per hour, 18 by 5. If you multiply 18 by 5, the speed will convert into kilometer per hour, isn't it? Now, so if you want to convert the same and if you want to understand the speed that particular winner maintained was about 36 kilometer per hour. 36 kilometer per hour. So, we can take it as something like 40 kilometer per hour. Oh my God. Usually in traffic, and if the traffic is so clear, we usually run at a speed of 40 kilometer per hour on the bike. So, he almost maintained the speed which is as good as a bike, a motor cycle. You understand that. So, 36 kilometer per hour is something that it is very difficult to even maintain. So, just imagine student, if that runner runs at 36 kilometers per hour for 10 seconds of time, what could have been his heartbeat, to what level it might have extended, and is it safe to maintain that? Yes, this is all a part of our competitive examinations. This topic comes under time and distance. After having completed time and distance, you will come to know the importance of speed, distance and time. Student, this is only for your understanding. So, this one already the 100 meters in 10 seconds already we understood that yesterday the speed was, he completed the race in less than 10 seconds. Therefore, the speed he maintained in our terms is 36 kilometers per hour. My dear students, that is the significance of aptitude. Quantitative aptitude is so famous and so familiar and so important. It is because of this reason. We apply our quantitative techniques, we apply our mathematics in everyday life so that we can understand the world much better. So, maths will help us to understand the world much better. I hope you understand this. Okay. Right students, so for that we are actually learning some techniques like square numbers, cube numbers, perfect square, perfect cube. You can think, you can ask me, sir, why we are learning all this? What is the significance of this? Are we going to practice any maths? No. We are not actually going to practice anything. Right. Yeah, why 18 by 5? Sir, yeah, very good question. That we learn in time and distance. If you want to convert a meter per second into kilometer per hour, we multiply the same by 18 by 5. That we come to know in time and distance. So, at the moment I am just giving you some clue, the significance, the importance of quantitative aptitude, but the details I will be giving you in coming days. Everywhere, wherever you go, you will definitely apply quants. You have to apply quants. This is the significance of this topic. Okay, student. So anyway, so to get the perfection, so what you are asking me, students? Perfect square. Yeah. Perfect square. You are asking me to explain perfect square. I will do that. First, let me complete the remaining questions, and after that, I will answer your question. Okay, right. So students, so this is the reason why we are actually trying to understand some numbers, some number system, different kinds of numbers, perfect square, square number, something like this. We definitely make use of this topic in coming days for better understanding the world. You understand that? Here we go. Okay, students. So already we have done with perfect square. You remember perfect square already we discussed, and some of you are asking me to explain once again. I will be doing that. Once we complete this, we come to the next point. Here we go. So perfect square is all completed, and we also discuss if the number is bigger, how to do this. Also we discuss this. And another point I just want to tell you that whenever you are taking up decimal numbers, as far as perfect square is concerned, make sure that the number of decimals must be a minimum 2. If not 2, they can be 4. Otherwise 6, multiple of 2. You understand that? Okay. Already we discussed, and if any one of you really have some difficulty, we will definitely come to that again. And before that, let me complete the next concept, my dear students. So that is perfect cube. Perfect cube. So today we are able to discuss this very simple topic, perfect cube. Student, actually, as far as perfect cube is concerned, and we have a practice, we may remember that perfect cube of 8 is okay for you, because that is a very small number. We regularly in touch with that. You know what is perfect cube of 8? That is 2. It is because 8 can be taken as 2 into 2 into 2, and hence obviously we left with 2, isn't it? So that is how we take perfect cube. Student, so that is the significance of a perfect cube. And when it comes to perfect, because this number is okay for you, and you already into this topic, this is not a very big issue. And if I ask you to find the perfect cube, something like this, cubic root of perfect cube of 27, this is also okay. The very reason 27 can be taken as 3 into 3 into 3, isn't it? 3 into 3 into 3. We can take the number 3 into 3 into 3. Hence, perfect cube of 27 is 3. Like that, perfect cube of 64, okay, this is also okay for you. So, as long as the numbers are in manageable level, we can definitely get the number. But I tell you, my dear students, it is not that easy every time. Sometimes the numbers are so difficult, sometimes the numbers are so big. If that is the case, then how do we find perfect cube? For example, if I say that, my dear students, if I say that if you are given to find the perfect cube of this kind of numbers, see 2744, cubic root of 2744, 12,167. If this is the case, then how do we find perfect cube? What is the technique? If the numbers are bigger, then how do we find perfect cube? For example, 2744. What is the perfect cube of 2744? How do we find it? This is something we don't remember quite often, because we don't in touch with this kind of numbers. Perfect cube of 8 is okay, perfect cube of 27 is okay, but if the numbers are little bigger, then how do we calculate perfect cube? Now, the only option for us, we need to write these numbers into factors. We need to factorize that. In your school level, obviously you might have done all this. But my dear students, as far as our competitive examination is concerned, because the time is too short, it is almost impossible for us to get these numbers like that. Then how do we do it? Because see, if I ask you to find cubic root of 64, maybe it is so easy, because 64 can be straight away taken as 4 into 4 into 4. Okay, to this level we can do it, to this level we can do it, but for a bigger number it is not that easy, man. Is it easy? No. Can we write the number like that? Bigger number, even if the number becomes even more complicated, is it possible to take the number like that? No. If that is the case, how do we find perfect cube? So, to answer this question, I just give you some interesting tips, my dear students. Please write down these 10 numbers. Probably you may remember this. If you don't remember, you write, just note it down. So, 10 cube, 0 cube is 0, and 1 cube is of course 1, 2 cube is 8, and 3 cube is 27, and 4 cube is 64. These are the numbers actually we are very familiar, because we do in touch with these numbers quite often. And 5 cube is 125, and 6 cube is 216, 7 cube is 343, 8 cube is 512, and then 9 cube is 729. Student, these are the 10 different digits. If you remember these 10 digits, it is easy to answer any of the question. I hope you understand this. It is very easy to answer the perfect cube of any of the question. Yeah, I will tell you. Please listen to me carefully. You should be able to understand that. Please listen to me. Just listen to me for few minutes. Just listen to me. Student, 0 cube, 1 cube, these numbers you can definitely remember, you know. No problem, no issue, because very easy to remember these numbers, right? Not a problem at all. You can easily remember that. Yeah, student. Now my question is, what is the perfect cube of 2744? So that was the question actually I put to you. I ask you to find what is the perfect cube of 2744. To answer this question, the best technique is cut the numbers 3. You remember, my dear students? You remember that in the previous question, perfect square, we cut the number 2. Now this is perfect cube, therefore we are cutting the number 3. Now I hope you understand this. Okay, student? Now very clear. Tell me, what is the maximum cube in 2? The maximum cube in 2 is 1, because 1 cube is 1. So into the maximum cube is only 1. Yeah. Look at the last digit. Look at the last digit. What is the last digit? Last digit is 4. Student, just to check it out. Where we have last digit 4? No. See. The last digit 4 comes only in one case. In such case where 4 cube, and hence should be 4. So the perfect cube of 2744 is 14. You might see, my dear students, in this situation we just never bother about 7 and 4. Our only concern is these two. I hope you understand this. So this is the simplest way, and of course this is the only way to find the perfect cube in competitive examination, because it is very difficult to know down 14 into 14 into 14 is not that easy, man. So this is the simple and of course a very simple method. Okay, come on student, I just give you some more examples so that you can easily you will be able to understand that. But remember one interesting point: 0, 1, 8. See the last digit. In every case the last digit is absolutely different. In every case there is a unique last digit. In no two cases we get the same last digit. That is the advantage in perfect cube. You understand, my dear students? Maybe some examples will help you to understand this, right? Okay, here we go. Come on student, yes, I just give you an example for this. Here we go. Right students, so already Now let me introduce and let me give you some interesting points in perfect cube. So actually the process of getting perfect cube is a little lengthy for sure, but we can make it easy by using the technique. Here we go. Let me give you some more details about this topic. Right? Now just look at this. Student, in question number 12744, we identified the perfect cube without any difficulty. Now please come to second question. Perfect cube of, students, 12,167. What is the perfect cube of 12,167? Right, very easy. Come on student, whenever we have to find the perfect cube, what is the technique we discuss? Cut the number into three parts. Come from the back side, cut the number into three parts. Student, do you remember 0 cube is 0, 1 cube is 1, 2 cube is 8, see 12. So we cross 2, 3 cube is 27, okay, therefore we don't have 3. So the maximum cube we can take is only 2. If we have to take 3 man, we should be having more than 27, but we have only 12. You understand this, right? Therefore the starting digit is all done. Now we should understand the last digit 7. Tell me, in which case you get 7? Only in one case. What is that? 3 cube. You get 7 only in one case, where the last digit is 3. Therefore your answer is 23, because you understand the starting number should be 2 and the last digit is 7, therefore 3, and hence your answer is 23. I hope you understand, my dear students. Now it is very easy to identify as such, okay, without any difficulty, because the last digit is, every time it comes only once, it is a unique last digit. So remember, we don't have anything to do with 1 and 6. Our only intention, what is the first digit with the help of this, what is the last digit with the help of that. I understand that you did not get the perfection right now. It takes some time, my dear students. Now please wait. Here we go. So come to question number 3. Here we go. Perfect cube of 39. Come on student. 39304. How do we get it? Very simple. We cut the numbers 3, 2. Come on. You remember, my dear students, 0 cube is 0, 1 cube is 1, 2 cube is 8, 3 cube is 27, we cross 39, we are 39, so I think 3 cube, and 4 cube is 64, okay, 39, we cross 3 cube, but we did not reach up to 4 cube, therefore I hope you understand this. So the starting number should be 3. Very well done. Therefore the starting number is 3. That you know very well. Now the last digit 4. Check it out, my dear student. Where we get 4? Only in one case. 4 cube is equal to 64. Only in one case we get 4. Therefore, perfect cube of this number is 34. I hope this is very clear to you, ma'am. Am I? I hope so. Now, I hope that you should be able to do question number 4 of your own. Come on student, give a try for that. Give a try. Question number 4. Student, I think you need to check from your side, because I could see that my voice is okay. I could able to reach to you, but probably you have to check from your side. Yeah. Question number 4. Come on student, give a try. Let me check how you are able to do this question. Cubic root of 91125. how to find the cubic root of 91,125. Very simple, my dear students. Wonderful, wonderful, wonderful. Very good, very good. I could say that many of you could able to respond so quickly, man. Yes, very well done, very well done. Students, so to get the answer, the simple technique is 91125. We cut the numbers 3 3. Yeah, you know 0 cube is 0. Yes, student, 1 cube is 1. Yeah, 2 cube is 8, and then 3 cube is 27. 4 cube is 64. Student, 91. We crossed 64. And 5 cube is 125. Okay, but we don't have 125. We crossed 64, but we did not reach to 125. Therefore, your first number should be 4. We are done with 91. So 91 is all over. And then the last digit. Tell me, student, where we get the last digit as 5? Only in one case. Therefore, your answer is 45. I hope I am clear to you, man. Am I? Student, yes, is it okay? Are you, I think, yes, I could see from your responses that you people could able to get the answer very well. Wonderful, wonderful. I really appreciate that. I really appreciate it. Probably, yes, this is the time that we can move ahead because we are already comfortable now. So, if you are looking for a bigger number, something like this, still we can answer. Still we can answer. Come on, student, please answer question number 1 for me. Let me check it out how you are able to answer this question. To answer all the questions, the only thing you need to remember is 0 cube is 1, 1 cube is, 0 cube is 0, 1 cube is 1. You need to remember only these numbers, my dear students. You can easily answer any of the questions. Student, I hope that you may be able to see this. 6 cube is 216. I think you could able to see this. 7 cube is equal to 343. 8 cube is equal to 512. 9 cube is equal to 729. If you remember these 10 numbers, I hope that you will be able to see, you will be able to answer almost any of the question. I am asking you to find the cubic root. Students, so what is the cubic root of 43,875? Very simple, very simple. 42,875. Cut the numbers. May I know, student, what is your answer for question number 1? Very good, very good. Almost it seems that yes, you did very well. You did very well. 42. 42 means we crossed 27. Of course, we did not reach up to 64. So, we can definitely take 3. So, yes, we have to start the number from 3. 3 is the starting number. Tell me what is the last digit? 5. When you get 5 only in one case, 5 cube is equal to 5. Therefore, your answer is 35. I hope you understand this. So, question number 1, the perfect cube of this number is 35. Now, yes, my dear students, question number 2, what is the perfect cube of 226,981? Yes, students, may I know what is your answer for this question? Yeah, 35 is very good, man. 35 is very good. Yes, you did it right. Wonderful, wonderful, wonderful. Now, question number 2. Even though the number is a little bigger, but still we can answer the question with very simple technique. See. So, student, 0 cube and 1 cube. As I tell you that if you remember these numbers, you may be able to answer almost any of the question. See, my dear students, 4 cube is 64. We are crossing all these numbers, and 5 cube is 125. So, what is our technique, man? We divide the numbers into 3 parts. 3. 5 cube is 125. We already crossed 125. 6 cube is 216. Yes, we already crossed 216, and hence we can start the number from 6. Starting number is done, and now the last digit 1. Student, tell me, in which case we get 1 man? Only in one case. 1 cube is 1. Therefore, your answer is 61. I hope you understand this. What math? Not 41, student, it should be 61. Yes, I could see that. Yes, almost everybody responded so well. 61, I could see that many of you are getting the answer right. Very well done, very well done. Now, question number 3. What is the perfect cube of 68, 921? Again, my dear students, very simple. We cut the numbers into three parts. 68, 4 cube is 64. We cross 64. See, the last digit is 1. Student, in which case we get 1? Oh, 41 years. So you're telling that number. Very good, very good, very good. Excellent, my dear students. I could see that you are responding so well. You are responding so well. I really appreciate that. Now you come to understand that getting the cube is very, very simple, because we don't consider the remaining numbers. We don't bother about. Our only concern is what is the first number, what is the last number. This is what we adopt in competitive examinations. Student, I hope you understand this. Now question number 4. So what is the cubic root of 97336? Student, what is our practice? 97336. We cut the numbers into 3. 97. What is the maximum cube in 97, man? 4 cube is 64. Okay, we cross 64. But 5 cube 125. We are not up to 125. 4 is okay for us. Now come to the last digit. The last digit is 6. In which case you get the last digit 6? Yeah, very good student, very good man, very good. I really appreciate that. And from the responses I am getting, I am under impression that you are getting the point very well. Very well, very well, very well, very well. Okay, my dear students, now this is all about perfect cube. Please remember, we make use of this topic in quantitative aptitude. If you want to be very strong at quants, you should be very good at calculation. You may be able to answer any question in quants once you are very confident in calculation. I do understand that calculations are little boring, but we don't have that option. Unless we have the right foundation, we may not be able to build a very big wall, very big mansion, because to construct whatever the size of the building, the base is so important. So numerical calculation will help us to understand, will help us to build the right foundation. Alright student, now we move on to next one. Now this is about decimals. Student, look at question number 1. What is the perfect cube of? What is the perfect cube of 42.875? If the question is given to you like this, perfect cube of 42.875, a very simple technique. Whenever 3 decimals are given, forget about the decimals, man, forget about the decimals, get the perfect cube, get the perfect cube. Here we have 3, and if the last digit is 5, obviously 5. The cube root of 42,875 is 35. But how many decimals we intentionally neglected? 3 decimals. What we are doing? Perfect cube. So you have to divide the number of decimals by 3. Therefore, after getting the answer, your answer is 3.5. First, you neglect the decimals. Get the answer. Once the answer is obtained, then you can adjust the decimals. How many decimals we have to take? Because we have neglected 3 decimals, we have to take 1 decimal. How? In cube roots, 3 decimals are neglected, 3 by 3, we have to put 1. I will come to you. Come on student, if my question is, what is the cubic root of 0.027? Let me tell you that. You do one thing, my dear student, remove the decimals and get the answer. Remove the decimals whatsoever and get the answer. Tell me how many decimals we intentionally neglected. 1, 2, 3. Therefore, 3 by 3. How many decimals we need to answer? We need to put. If we neglected 3 decimals, we have to put 1 decimal. I hope you understand this. Okay? Come on student. If that is the case, I put some questions to you. Please try to answer. Try to answer with confidence. Here we go. I just put some questions to you. So, let me check how you are able to answer this question with confidence. Right student. If my question is, what is the cubic root of 0.064? Tell me. What is your answer? What is the cubic root of 0.064? Oh student, yes, that's a good question you raise, man. So, to answer this kind of question, we should take it granted the number given is a perfect cube. If any other number is given, we can't help it. In competitive examination, we have to take a chance. That is the significance in competitions. Tell me student, what is your answer for question number, the question over there? Very good, very good. 0 point, very good, very good. Yeah, very good man, very good. I really appreciate that. I could see that you are responding so well. So, remove the decimals whatsoever, and get the answer. Cubic root of 64 is 4. But how many decimals you neglected? 3. 3 by 3. Now, we are very confident. Now, we come to know how to answer perfect square and perfect cube. Student, I want to give you one serious advice to all of you. Numerical calculations are certainly boring. I do agree that. But unless you have the perfect concept in numerical calculation, how do you answer the questions? Anywhere you have to come across this mathematics, what you call is calculations. Whatever the job you do, wherever you go, you have to do some calculations. Even though it is a little boring, but you have to accustom to that. Okay student, now I give you some more details about this. Student, am I clear to about perfect cube man? Please respond. Am I clear to you? I hope that perfect cube you are able to get my point. And if you think that some more questions need to be explained, you please let me know. If you think that some more questions are required, am I okay for you? Yes, very good. So, I can say that now we are going in the right direction. Now, I introduce you some more interesting concepts in numerical calculations. This is decimals. Okay? Decimals, division of decimal numbers. Division of decimal numbers. Student, actually even if you happen to be math student or MPC background whatsoever, so this kind of questions are obviously little boring for you for sure. So, if my question is what is 1.6 by 4? If my question is what is 0.16 by 4? Then how do you answer? So, decimal numbers are obviously a little confusing for any of the student, because you are not so having an idea about the decimals. But never mind, my dear students, we can easily answer whenever this kind of decimals are given. Simple. Remove the decimals and get the answer. Remove the decimals and get the answer. Tell me how many decimals we intentionally neglected? One decimal. After getting the answer, you put the decimal. Come on. Remove the decimals and get the answer. Tell me, students, how many decimals you intentionally neglected? Two decimals. After getting, you put. So, the technique is, first you remove the decimals and get the answer. After having done, you can put the decimals whatsoever. Okay, here we go. Come on, students. Question number 3. What is 16 by 0.4? What is 16 by 0.04? How do you answer this kind of questions? Same technique, man. No different technique. Here we go. Come on, student. Remove the decimals and get the answer. How many decimals we neglected? One decimal. Where? In denominator. This time we have neglected the decimal in the denominator. So, when a decimal is neglected in the denominator, after getting the answer, you need to multiply the same by 10. Because you neglected one decimal, you have to multiply by 10. Right. Come on, student. Remove the decimals and get the answer. Remove the decimals and get the answer. Now, tell me how many decimals we have neglected? Two decimals. Where? In denominator. So, once you get the answer, you multiply by 100. The significance of multiplying by 100, because you neglected two decimals. Let me come to that again. Here we go, my dear students. Here we go. For example, if I give you what is 2.5 by 5, and if my question is what is 25 by 0.5, how do we answer? We use the same technique. So, here we go. 25 by 5 is 5. First, you remove the decimals. After having get the answer, let me check it out how many decimals I intentionally neglected. Where? In numerator. Hence, first you remove the decimals, and after having get it, you can adjust. You understand that? Come on, student, we apply the same technique. First we remove the decimals. 25 by 5. What is your answer? 5. Please let me know how many decimals I do neglect. Where? In denominator. I hope I am clear to you, my dear students. Okay. So, the best technique is remove the decimals, and after having that, you can adjust whatsoever. Now, here is an exercise for you, my dear students. Please work it out. 6.4 by 16. 6.4 into 4 by 16. 6.4 divided by 6.4 into 1.6 by 64. 1.6 into 64 divided by 16. 1.6 into 0.64 by 16. So process is absolutely similar, man. Now here we go. First you neglect the decimals and get the answer. Tell me how many decimals are neglected? One decimal. Put one decimal. First you neglect the decimals whatsoever, my dear students, and then get the answer. And later we discuss about 16. How many decimals we have neglected? 1. Therefore put one decimal. First you remove the decimals and then adjust. Come on. 64 into 16 by 64. Cancel, do the necessary cancellations. Left with the number. How many decimals are neglected? 2 decimals. Put the 2 decimals. First you cancel the decimals whatsoever. Let us cancel whatever the decimals do we have. Yes, you do it. First you get the number. Tell me how many decimals we intentionally neglected. After getting the answer, we have to put 3 decimals. Student, I hope you are very clear. So the best technique is remove the decimals, and after getting the answer, we can do the necessary decimals, whatever the decimals, and yeah, very well done, very well done, very well done. Student, I hope that yes, you are getting it right, and probably this is the time that you should take some test, right? I write down 4 questions on the board. By the moment I complete writing, and you should be able to respond quickly. Ready? Here we go. Please start. Yes, student. I hope that you have completed already. Right. Have you completed? I hope that yes, I think that you might have completed by this time. Quick. Come on, student. Don't waste the time. We make it fast. Very well done. Now just look at that. First you cancel the decimals, man. 64 by 16, get the answer. Tell me how many decimals are neglected. 1 decimal. After getting the answer, you put it. You cancel first, then you adjust. Cancel the decimals whatsoever. Now let me check it out. How many decimals are neglected? 1. But that particular decimal in the denominator. Cancel the decimals and get the answer. Okay, I get it. How many decimals did I neglect? 2. Therefore, after getting the answer, yeah, very well done, man. Very well done. I really appreciate that. Here we go. Cancel the decimals whatsoever, my dear students, and get the answer. But you have neglected 2 decimals. Therefore, if you neglect on the numerator, again decimal. If you neglect over the denominator, then multiply the same by 100. I mean, if it is 1, 10, like that. Student, I believe that yes, you are getting the point right, because something that very good. All correct. Wonderful. I am just touching those areas where you usually find it little difficult. Okay, right. Okay, my dear student, if my question is, what is 0.16 divided by 0.4? Oh, this is interesting. We do have decimals in both numerator and denominator. If that is the case, then how do we answer? Very simple. First, you neglect the decimals and get it. Now, let me see how many decimals you have intentionally neglected 2 in the numerator, 1 in the denominator. After cancellation 1 and 1, still there is one more decimal in numerator. Therefore, for example, see my dear students, 6.4 divided by 0.16. Very simple technique, my dear students. You please neglect the decimals. 64 divided by 16, yes, 4. Are the decimals are not there? There are, but we have neglected. Let me check how many decimals we have neglected. 1 in the numerator, 2 in the denominator. Tell me, after getting balance, still we left with one more decimal in denominator. If you neglect in the numerator, then 0.4. If it is in denominator, you have to multiply by 10. Come on student, I just put some question to you. Please respond quickly. Let me check how you are doing this. Come on student. Here we go. 6.4 into 16 divided by 4 into 0.04. Come on student, please do respond. Let me see what is your answer. How do you answer? Come on, do respond. Your response is so important for me. Yes, student, yes, I did not get answer so far. Yeah, come on, make it fast, make it fast. So the response is okay, somebody says okay, that's one number, it seemed to be right. Anybody else, anybody else, anybody else, man, anybody else? Oh, wonderful, wonderful, so far so good, so far so good. Make sure that where you are neglecting the decimal, wonderful, wonderful, that's very well done. So what I said is neglect the decimals and just do the calculation as if there were no decimal at all. I have neglected all the decimals. Come on student, 4, 4, 16. So 64, but 64 is not your final answer. You need to adjust the decimals whatsoever. So if there are any decimals to be arranged, yes, we should be. So let me know how many decimals we have neglected. We have neglected 1 decimal in the numerator, 2 in the denominator. Cancel man, 1, 1. What balance do we have? 1 decimal. Where? In the denominator. Almost 90% of the cases I could see that you are responding very well. You are responding very well. But still there may be a little confusion for sure. Never mind. We can overcome the difficulty. We will overcome that by only practicing more number of questions. Now here we go. Come on student. So 0.64 into 1.6 divided by 32 into 0.4. Please respond to my question. First you neglect the decimals, get the answer. We can adjust the decimals only at the end. We don't have any hurry right now. We can adjust at the end. Come on, do it. Come on student. By this time I think, I hope that you might have got some confidence and it is very easy to answer right now. Yes student, yes. Very well done, very well done, very well done. Excellent, excellent. I really appreciate that. That's very good going. Yes students, so after cancellation, after neglecting the decimals, the number something goes like this. 32 into 4, do the necessary cancellation 2 times and this is 4 times and it is 8. but we have to see how many decimals are intentionally neglected. We have neglected 3 decimals over there and 1 decimal balance. So, we have neglected 2 decimals in the numerator, therefore, so your answer is 0.08. Appreciating, my dear students, I really appreciate that. I can see that you are responding very well, but maybe a little bit of mistake, somebody may be doing some mistake, okay, no problem, that we can overcome. Student, please do understand, as far as numerical calculation is concerned, this is what we call is the base. If we don't have the right base, I can tell you that we may not be able to get the perfection, because once the base is clearly found and if we could able to have the right base, we can build up any of the building that we wish. So, little bit of boring maybe, yes, I do agree with you, but we should get it, because once you overcome this, you may be able to achieve whatever you really require. Yes, student, very well done, I appreciate that. But okay, but some mistakes, some mistakes may be happening, that we will overcome, no problem. Tomorrow also we discuss the same. Okay, students, so again we will be meeting tomorrow with some more interesting calculation techniques. That's good. So, bye.